Welcome to Viking football with head coach Bruce Barnum as the Vikings prepare for Big Sky Conference play this week. Portland State going on the road to face the number 2 Montana Grizzlies this Saturday. Game time is 1 p.m. Pacific time, 2 p.m. Mountain time. You can watch the game in Portland on KRCW television or also on the ESPN Plus app. And Coach, let's talk Griz week. First off, the Vikings have played 2 games against a couple formidable opponents. Your quick analysis in those 2 games, some things you've liked from your team and maybe a few things you got to work on and get corrected as we head into Big Sky play.
You know, Mike, that's a great question. You played up twice. You let one slip away, a few mistakes, and then you go get throttled for a little more money. And, it's hard to gauge that a little bit. Because we're not playing FCS opponents like most of our people in the conference. So I like who we are. We're healthy. I had 2 weeks off, to try to get ready for the mighty Griz. So we're patched up, ready to head out.
All right, let's talk just a minute about the health. Most every team gets a bye week at some point in the season. How beneficial has it been for your team?
It's been, like I said, health-wise, it's been great. Mike, we gave him a few days off and got him in that tub made for 21 people and, had the rubber duckies, the whole thing, cranked her up to igloo temp, and they're all healed, so ready to go.
All right, and as we look back, Portland State played a real close one at San Jose State. Washington handled the Vikings relatively easily, and as we've learned now, Washington, one of the best teams in the nation after knocking off Michigan State. How did your team, your players, take playing in those 2 big venues against those high-level opponents?
The venues were fine, Mike, but I just told them out of here, I think you were listening at the end, you're going to the Mecca right now of FCS football as far as where you play. Washington Griz and the smoke and the animal on the motorcycle and the flags, and it's a great place to play. I've tried to move some home games here with Kent Haslam when they're out of town, but great, but they don't compare to this. Just the noise when you get in the red zone. The only time it's not going to be that way is halftime. We usually come back for the third quarter and they're all out still drinking a couple Budweisers, so there's about 2 series in there. You can't hear anything, and then it cranks back up. But this venue is one that we gear our kids up for.
Is there anything special that you do to prepare your team for Montana, or maybe specifically for conference play that's maybe a little bit different?
Montana's easy. For 2 weeks now. I'm glad we're playing them because we've been listening to damn Cotton Eye Joe and Beer for My Horses and those songs that they're going to hear pregame. I love them, don't get me wrong, Willie and everybody, but the redneck. It's time to move on to some different music or hear from their speakers. I'm guessing they have nicer speakers than us, be a little louder, but it's ready to go. My team's excited. Preseason, that's how we addressed it. Preseason's over with our non-conference, and we have one more in Lincoln, but it's conference play. And yes, the Griz are ranked high. They should be with how they're playing, but Saturday in this conference, anything can happen.
The Montana Grizzlies go into this football game at 3-0, and their average margin of victory is 40-7. In 3 games, they've given up just 3 touchdowns, and we know what a great defense they have. And Coach, you in particular get a look at that. Maybe you're having nightmares about it as you look at the film. They have the great safety Robbie Houck, and of course the linebacker Patrick O'Connell, who's the Big Sky Defensive Player of the Week. Tough preparation for your offense.
Their defense is, we went to some of last year's stuff since we had a couple weeks, but they got Goob up front. They got O'Connell, the kid you mentioned, and Ford. He changed his number this year. He's tried to hide, but we still know he's number 6 on the edge. You got Hill, who's faster than you think he is, a 35 kid, and then you got Houck. Then they double up on the Houks. And shoot, if Tim's there, that's going to be triple Houck. So that, along with the Space Cowboys coaching staff, ready to go. But their defense is, you can't. Once they get the momentum, they're fun to watch. But let's see if we can go up there and score a field goal maybe or safety and try to get on the board.
And so that puts a little pressure on your defense. By the same token, Montana figures to make it tough on the offense, so your defense has to help keep the team in the game. Montana, a lot of new names on their offense, quarterback, some receivers, some running backs, different names than we've seen in the past. And I know you don't really prepare for that offense, but what do you know about that group?
They like their quarterback, Mitch, the receiver, he catches everything. He's kind of a glue hand, route runner. You think he's slow and then he runs by you, but they're a talented group. They're big up front, Their tight ends are monsters of the midway, and Rosie's, he's using his talent to put something together offensively. Their defense, like I said, setting them up for some scores, but it's a solid group. I'm not even talking about the special teams yet, for crap's sake, but it'll be a challenge. But offense, defense, special teams, the Griz are playing well right now.
All right, and as we approach that game, we've talked about the quarterback situation. That's always important on every football team. Your new guy, he's started twice now. He started against a couple of real strong opponents. Your guy,
okay.
Yeah, Dante Sachere.
It's spelled Chachiri, but Sachere.
Okay, let's get that right, everybody. Sachere. What's your evaluation of him after 2 starts?
He needs experience, and he's getting it. He made some mistakes in that first game. Second game, we had a tough game. He ran for his life a little bit up front. UW got after us, and we tried to make different adjustments. Couldn't do it. So I like where he's at, though. He's mature. He's taken over the job. He knows our system. He knows how we're going to attack the mighty Griz this week, and I like how he approaches games. He loves football, and he wants to win. So I'm excited to put him out there for a third time.
And Davis Alexander before him was a fairly loud guy out on the field. Dante maybe not quite as loud, but he seems to have taken on a pretty good leadership mantle. The guys seem to really respect him.
He is. He has. And you see it in practice right now, and you see it on the sideline. You see it in games. You see it in the huddle. Things that fans don't see. But he has taken over, not like Davis or not like the one before Davis or that, but he's doing his own thing right now. And there's a lot of fun football to watch in Dante Sachere's.
All right, Coach, we look ahead to the game. Some keys we ask you every week, a few important things for the Vikings to have a chance to win that game.
We have a chance, Mike.
Well, I know you have a chance.
I checked. I called Tim Houck. It's like 10% chance we win that. But field position, number one. We have to be able to win the field position. Then when we get down their red zone, or backed up in their red zone around third downs, deal with the noise. I need to see a mature group out there handling their 12th man, or whatever you want to call it. Other than that, turnovers. Turnovers win any game, especially in the Big Sky, and we have to figure out something of that defense. Let's be honest, that defense is lights out right now. We have to be able to put something together to try to at least move the ball in Kent Bears, their D coordinator. But that and play a solid game. I mean, you can talk third downs and that, but turnovers, field position, we talk about this every week. And this one's a little unique just because it's, it's going to be a little noisier when we get there. So be poised. Show me who you are. I like my football team, Mike. I like them. So this will be a challenge.
All right, the Vikings and the Grizzlies this Saturday. Once again, the game is televised in the Portland area on KRCW. You can also watch it on ESPN+. Kickoff 2 p.m. Mountain, 1 p.m. Pacific time. And for all your information on Vikings football, go to govikes.com.